In the annals of strange and horrifying tales, few compare to the bizarre and unsettling story of Dr. Carl von Cosel. His obsessive love for a young Cuban-American woman named Elena Helen Milagro de Hoyos defied the natural laws of life and death, resulting in a grotesque spectacle that remains one of the most disturbing real-life stories of the early 20th century. The story of von Cosel's obsession is one of tragic loss, twisted romance, and the blurred boundary between life and death, ultimately serving as a stark reminder of the human capacity for delusion and madness. Born as Karl Tonsler in Dresden, Germany, in 1877, von Cosel was a man of many eccentricities. He was well educated, reportedly studying in multiple fields including medicine and engineering. At some point in his life, he claimed to have been visited by visions of a long-dead ancestor, Countess Anna Constantia von Cosel, who promised him that one day he would meet the woman of his dreams, a dark-haired beauty who would become his true love. This vision shaped von Cosel's romantic ideals and expectations throughout his life. In the early 1920s, Karl emigrated to the United States, first settling in Zephyrhills, Florida, before moving to Key West where he took up a position as a radiology technician at the U.S. Marine Hospital. It was there, in 1930, that his life would forever change with the arrival of a beautiful young woman named Elena de Hoyos. Elena de Hoyos was a 21-year-old Cuban-American woman with striking dark features, just as von Cosel had envisioned his destined love. She came to the hospital with a severe case of tuberculosis, a deadly disease at the time. Despite the fact that tuberculosis claimed the lives of many patients, von Cosel was determined to save her. He used experimental treatments and a variety of unorthodox methods to try and cure her, but his efforts were ultimately in vain. Elena passed away on October 25, 1931. However, for von Cosel, death was not the end. His obsession with Elena only deepened after her passing. Convinced that he could resurrect her, von Cosel obtained permission from Elena's family to build a mausoleum in her honor. He would visit her grave nightly, bringing flowers and speaking to her as though she were still alive. But this was only the beginning of his grotesque fixation. However, in 1933, nearly 2 years after Elena's death, von Cosel made a disturbing decision. Under the cover of darkness, he stole Elena's decomposing body from her mausoleum and transported it to his home. Over the next 7 years, von Cosel attempted to preserve her body using an array of makeshift methods. He stuffed her corpse with rags to maintain its shape, replaced her skin with wax and plaster, and used glass eyes to restore the luster of her once vibrant gaze. He even dressed her in fine clothing and adorned her with jewelry, all in a twisted effort to keep the illusion of her life intact. Von Cosel's delusion didn't stop at mere preservation. He shared his bed with Elena's corpse, claiming to have nightly conversations with her and even engaging in romantic and sexual relations with her body. It's believed that von Cosel used wire and piano strings to hold her bones together, while perfume, disinfectants, and formaldehyde masked the odor of decay. For nearly 7 years, von Cosel lived with Elena's corpse in what he believed to be a loving, albeit grotesque, domestic arrangement. His obsession with the dead woman only grew, and in his mind, their love was eternal. However, the truth of this twisted relationship would soon be revealed in the most shocking way. In 1940, rumors began circulating in Key West that Dr. Karl von Cosel had been living with a corpse. These rumors eventually reached Elena's sister, Florinda, who confronted von Cosel. When Florinda saw the state of her sister's body, she immediately notified the authorities. Von Cosel was arrested, and the discovery of Elena's desecrated corpse horrified the public. Despite the scandal and the grotesque nature of his actions, von Cosel remained unapologetic. In his mind, he was simply fulfilling his romantic destiny. He insisted that he loved Elena and had done everything in his power to preserve her for the day when he could bring her back to life. Astonishingly, some people in the public were sympathetic to von Cosel's plight, viewing his actions as the result of a tragic and unrelenting love rather than criminal perversion. Dr. Karl von Cosel was never prosecuted for his crimes. The statute of limitations for grave robbing had expired, and since necrophilia was not explicitly illegal at the time, he was released. Elena's body was eventually reburied in an unmarked grave to prevent further desecration. Following his release, Dr. von Cosel left Key West and moved back to Zephyrhills, where he lived out the remainder of his life in relative obscurity. He continued to believe that Elena's spirit visited him regularly and that they would one day be reunited. When he died in 1952, von Cosel was found clutching a life-sized effigy of Elena, a haunting reminder of his undying obsession. The story of Dr. Karl von Cosel is one that still fascinates and horrifies people to this day. It raises unsettling questions about the nature of love, obsession, and the lengths to which a person might go to satisfy their desires. While some might view von Cosel as a tragic figure consumed by love, others see him as a macabre villain whose actions defy any sense of morality. In the end, the tale of Karl von Cosel serves as a chilling reminder of how love, when warped by obsession and delusion, can lead to unspeakable acts of horror. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy true crime stories and chilling unsolved mysteries, be sure to like this video, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button for more spine-tingling content.